Okay, this is in regards to Charlie Kirk's assassination. I have comments turned off. The reason being is because of the Democrats. You had, nutballs, mostly young, dumbass people, cheering his assassination. Charlie Kirk was a man of God. Anybody that knows him or you follow him and you get people that are like, oh, he was against transgenders. He wasn't against them. He just didn't agree with it. I don't agree with it either. There's too many kids that are going. As a matter of fact, not to get off topic, 5 of the last 6, headline shootings, they were done by transgender individuals who have some severe mental issues. But Charlie Kirk, you never heard hateful language from him, ever. I've watched hours and hours, just thousands of hours, of Charlie Kirk. I haven't watched thousands of hours, but there's thousands of hours of recordings out there of Charlie Kirk. And not once did he get radical with the crowd, even though people were calling him a Nazi and everything else. And the reaction to his being slaughtered from the left, it's mind-boggling. The only way to put a stop to the Democrats is to remove them all from office. And that's what has to happen. Midterms next year, they need to remove as many as they can. And I'm talking all the way down to the local yokels, to the drain commissioner. The only way to get rid of them is to vote them out of office. On the Congress floor, a congressman said, I would like a moment of silence to pray for Charlie Kirk and his family. The Democrats started yelling no and booing her for suggesting a prayer. When that, I don't want to get racist, but when that idiot George Floyd was killed, he needed to be killed. But the fake news never touched on what kind of criminal he was. They didn't touch on the fact that he was higher than a freaking kite and the drugs he was on. Instead, you have people like Abuba Baba, who has made race relations worse, but Abuba Baba started with him, all the hate. Then it carried on. But when Congress, the Democrats, don't want a moment of silence for prayer for Charlie Kirk, that tells you what kind of sick people they are. These are the same people that would have cheered Jesus Christ getting crucified, hanging up there on the cross. The same people would have been standing around cheering his death. The Democrats are totally against Christians. Charlie Kirk was a Christian. Anyway, there's so much that's been done, but the left, the Democrats, keep saying, oh, well, it's the MAGA people that are violent. Name one. Name one time where MAGA has called for violence. You had Elizabeth Warren, Shifty Schiff, Schumer, what's his face? That's old Benny Marty, whatever his name is. But anyway, you go back and look to when Trump was in office. Elizabeth Warren was out there calling for violence. You see Trump or any of his staff and eating dinner or whatever, get up, create a ruckus, make a crowd, run them out of the restaurant. There was so much hate, and it's all coming from the left. There's no denying that. The leftists will deny it. You had the Chinese news network, CNN, Communist Network, they said, well, it was Charlie Kirk's fault he got assassinated because of all the hate that he spews. I've never heard Charlie Kirk spew any hate at all. He has never done that. You will not find a video of him doing that. They may chop up a video to make it look like he said something, like they did with Trump and Schumer lying. But in a way, it's disgusting that the media is also basically praising his assassination, a man of God. And like I say, those same people also will be cheering Christ getting crucified. You know they would. They all need to be gone. You got to get them out of office. And I'm talking like here where I live, I vote straight Republican. I don't care if it's the drain commissioner or whatever. You got to get rid of them. You got to shut them down. When they call for violence, what happens to them? Nothing. Look at, was it Shifty Shift? Oh, look at the seashells I found. 8647. He knew that meant assassinate President Trump. Assassinate the 47th president. He knew that's what it meant. What happened to him? Nothing. And that's the problem. These leftist judge, look at the girl that was slaughtered down south, North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the two. She was over here as a refugee from Ukraine. This, whatever you want to call him, she got on, sat in front of him. You watch him. He pulls out a knife, unfolds it, pocket knife, stands up and starts stabbing her in the neck. All the rest of the same species around her did nothing. They all sat there. Part of it is you don't want to get involved because look at the guy in New York that saved people from that nutball, and what they do? They tried to prosecute him for manslaughter. He saved people. And that's the problem with all these leftist judges. That guy that slaughtered that girl from Ukraine, 14 times he was arrested, and the last time he was arrested, the judge says, here, sign this piece of paper saying you'll come back. She should be out of office. You know, she was black. The people on the train were black, other than the white girl that was slaughtered. The guy that stabbed her, same thing. And the violence is all from the left. And, you know, President Trump at the end of his thing yesterday, his 4-minute thing on the assassination, he said it has to stop. So what did the fake news do? MSDNC and those? They said, well, he was threatening. That was a very violent statement that he made. Saying violence has to stop. Look at D.C. You have people bitching because it's safe. You can walk around D.C. now without worry about getting carjacked or mugged or shot. And they're against that. So the Democrat Party has taken a horrible turn. That's all they are, and that's all they do is call for violence. That has to be stopped. You had Kavanaugh. Somebody showed up at his house with a rifle to assassinate him after Schumer, I don't think it was Shifty Shift, it was Schumer, pencil neck, came out and said, oh, on TV, on an interview, saying, oh, well, you know, they're going to get back at you. I can't remember exactly what he said. Anyway, I didn't include any of the footage. There's footage of him getting shot in the neck. The only positive thing out of it is he died very fast because he was shot in the femoral artery. Not that that's a plus, but he died quick. His wife and kids were there. They had to see that. So Vice President Vance is flying him back home to, I believe, Arizona. His body back home with the wife and kids. In Air Force too. He's going out there to pick him up and fly him home. And it's just a horrible thing. And the left, they all have to be voted out of office. Or they need to be held responsible for their calls to violence, but they know they won't be. Look at Pencilneck. He got away with saying, hey, kill the 47th president, which was Trump. He got away with that. Nothing happened to him. And that's the problem is in this country, is the Republicans don't have any balls. They are totally ballless. And maybe they're all transgender, right? But anyway, they're ballless. They don't have the guts to do what's right. And they need to step up and do what's right and start holding these people accountable for their actions. When a congressman or a senator calls for violence, either side, I don't care, they need to be held accountable for that. But they're not. They let the Democrats say whatever they want. But anyway, you want to give me a thumbs up, fine. If you want to subscribe, hit the little B in the bottom right-hand corner. But yeah, that's why I turned off comments. And I didn't show any of the video of those people saying that because they do not deserve the airtime at all. So anyway, thanks for watching.